Ray, this is tryout week.
Oh, yeah.
It's tryout week. And I had a lesson the other day, and I asked her, I said, how many of your friends are not trying out for the team in the facts of maybe possibly getting cut? And she said 3. Wow. I said, out of those 3 girls, how many do you think would have made the team? She said 2 definitely would have made it because they play travel ball, and 1 of them maybe not. So I'm like, why do you think they're not? Why do you think that they're not trying out? And she's like, because they think that they're going to get cut. So there's 3 girls that are more afraid of getting cut than giving themselves an opportunity to possibly do something that they love.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about this? Because I think it's the topic just makes me go crazy when I hear that. I'm like, those 3 girls are missing out on a high school opportunity of being on a high school softball team, but they're choosing not to even try because they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this.
It's crazy. I think it's great that you brought this up because this is really an important week for so many kids, not only here in New Jersey, but across the country that are playing baseball and softball. And you hit the nail on the head. So many young kids, so many young athletes, and to be quite honest with you, adults like you and I, for that matter, always get caught up in thinking, what will happen if it goes wrong, instead of really focusing on what could happen if it goes right. And to your point, you have young girls, like those girls as examples that didn't try out, that are like, I'm not going to try out because I'm scared that I'm going to get cut from the softball team. Instead of saying, if I try out and I do well, I can make a team and make new friends and new teammates and lifelong unforgettable memories by being a softball player if I would have just went out for the team. And I think that you and I are on the same page when it comes to this. I think that you don't have anything to lose. If it's a sport you love, like baseball or softball, and you've worked hard and you're passionate about playing, you have to try out, because life is a tryout. And there are gonna be times where you get cut from a team, whether it's an actual softball or baseball team, or a job, or something doesn't go well. Life is a tryout, and there's no better time to get used to trying out for things than your middle school and high school years. So to your point about those 3 girls, softball girls as examples, I really wish they would have, and hopefully next year, if they still have, you know, some eligibility in high school, that they will look at it differently and say, you know what, good or bad, I'm gonna lace up those cleats and give it a whirl because it's worth it.
So now I'm gonna say this. I then had a girl on Sunday. She comes in, and she's a junior in high school, never played softball before, and was excited as could be. I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Coach Duke. What are we gonna be working on? She's like, I'm getting ready for tryouts. I'm like, when are they? She's like, they're Monday. I'm like, tomorrow? I'm like, okay. She's like, but I've never played before. I'm like, so, all right. So she didn't even have a bat. And I'm like, what made you try out? Why are you trying out? She's like, well, one of my friends asked me to try out, and she needed someone to try out with. So I said I would. I was like, I mean, that was awesome. Yeah. So she said that she had a tryout on Friday. The follow-up was on Monday. And I'm like, well, how's your friend doing in tryout? She goes, she quit. I'm like, oh. She's like, but I'm not going to quit because I have nothing to lose. So I know a bunch of girls on the team. I hope I make it. And if I don't, I don't. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, like, those are 2 extremes. One girl that gets it. She's a junior. She's older. She has a lot to lose. Yeah. And that, you know, she could be embarrassed. She could be any of those things. But she's seeing it like, I'd love to make a team, make this team on a bunch of, with a bunch of girls that I like and know. And let me see, like, it was just so awesome. And I wanted to say that because I was thinking about it for the last couple of days. I'm like, man, that attitude is just amazing. And then you can totally have the flip side attitude of like, I'm so afraid of this, I'm so afraid of that, so let me just get rid of all my fears and just not even try and then not receive anything.
It goes back to the old example, the old cliche example of the glass being half empty or half full, right? And us as coaches and former players and our current players, we have a choice every single day to say, how does today look? Is the glass half empty and this is what can go wrong? Or is the glass half full and this is what can go right? And from our experience, I don't want to speak for you, but I have a feeling
my glass is half full.
When we did some special things on the field, it was well worth trying to play the game of baseball. So if you're watching this video, you need to try out this year, next year, every year.
Just do it.
Nike.